There's a lot of guitar lessons out there already from people who teach you triads, including myself, but it's rare that I'll see someone actually demonstrate how to practice them in a useful, challenging, and fun musical context. It's all very well memorizing the triad shapes, but unless you're actually using them and understanding their coexistence, you're going to have a slow journey progressing beyond the basics. So let's begin exploring some ideas that you can implement into your practice. So we're going to start this off by choosing two major triads, and I specify specifically major. We're not going to be mixing major, minor, diminished, and every other triad type there is. We're going to focus on one specific color for now. And we're going to choose a key. So let's, for example, choose the key of B. And then we're going to choose two major triads within that key. So perhaps maybe the most obvious thing to do might be to pick the 1 and the 4 chord. So that would be B and E. Now, what I encourage that you do is choose a steady tempo that works for you, and I encourage that you continue to play triads on every quarter beat. And you're going to continue that pace for perhaps 4 bars. So if we choose the B major triad, I'm going to play a triad, any triad, it really doesn't matter, just find your own way around the neck. So here we go, I'm going to play 4 bars worth of a B major triad. Now, if you struggle with horizontal travel, something that might help is to stick with what you know to begin with. And whilst doing that, try not to stop and pause what you're doing to think. Try and think whilst you're playing. So for example, if you're really good at just going, up and down these 3, for example, do that. As long as you're keeping a steady pace. But whilst you're doing that and whilst you're comfortable with that, try and think in advance about where you're going to go next. So let's say, for example, I'm playing here. I'm thinking about where I'm going to go. I can see that there's an A position, B major chord here. So whilst I'm keeping this going, and until I'm ready to, I'll be thinking about that, and then I'll change into that. And then that brings me into the next position of the neck. So perhaps that'll help you when traveling horizontally, and of course the more you do that, more confident you're going to get at playing your major triads around the neck. Now of course, once you've played 4 bars of B and you're happy with that, you've played through all of the quarter beats without making any pauses, you can then go ahead and change to the next chord, which is of course E, and you're going to do the same thing. So wherever you land, let's say you land here, try and find the closest available E major triad. So perhaps this one here. And then you're going to continue to do the same thing. And then again, once you've finished 4 bars of playing E, you then go ahead and return to B. And you want to keep that pace going. That's kind of the challenge of this and the excitement. You're trying to think whilst play. And that's going to be quite challenging at first because more than likely at this point you're used to pausing and thinking before playing. But the idea is you want to think whilst playing. Now, if you're struggling to move around confidently between the different positions of the neck, then you may want to take a step back and check out some of my other triad lessons here on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're getting tired of endless YouTube videos and unconstructed practice, then I can certainly recommend to you my caged fretboard visualization masterclass, which you'll find on my website, linked in the description below, where you'll learn all about triads, how to visualize them, how to put them together, and how to make music with them. Plus, heaps more of important fundamentals. But if you're hanging in there so far, then let's go ahead and build a slightly more complex cadence. So maybe perhaps a 1-4-5 cadence. And this time round, just to speed things up a little bit, I'm simply going to play 2 bars of each chord. Now another thing that you can do to make this a little bit more exciting is rather than play continuous seemingly robotic quarter notes, you can have a bit of fun with it and improvise with the rhythm that you're playing. So for example, if I once again demonstrate that 1/4 cadence like so, B and E, so that there already sounds a lot more musical and might be a more practical way of using it, of course. So if you want to use the latter method, awesome. If you want to use the former method, also awesome. Now, once you're beginning to get comfortable with major triad variations and cadences, you can of course try the same thing with minor cadences. Again, I just encourage that you separate the two and focus a practice session, an entire practice session, on one color for now. I cannot emphasize enough that you should not rush this. Do not expect to get good at this or quick at this in a matter of days. Getting comfortable with triads will require weeks of practice, but don't let that deter you, because it's an incredibly fun learning experience. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. And hold up there, before you go anywhere, please hit that like button. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing and click that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.